All right, y'all. We got KU Iowa State on 11 a.m. Happy Saturday. Nice day outside. Hope you've had a nice morning. I went with the number 3 shirt today. Okay, been wearing number 10. Kerry Meyer thought I needed to switch it up today and go with the number 3. Started out as Charles Gordon, if you guys remember him. He was electric. He was what was he? Kickoff, punt. I can't remember exactly, and then a receiver, and then of course you had Aqib Talib that everyone knows. Great guys at KU, but just gonna enjoy a little Saturday morning football. KU Iowa State.
Is their centerpiece, and he's probably their best player up front. Two freshmen on the right side. As you go back, Xavier Hutchinson, he's the guy that has to be the difference maker on the outside of Breece Hall and Charlie Kohler, an All-American tight end. Another pass for
Get him. Iowa State, that 28's a good running back. Breece Hall, I think is his name. Breece Hall.
Tackle made by Stephen Parker. That'll be another first down for the Cyclones.
Well, I've noticed already that DJ Elliott, defensive coordinator for Kansas, is implementing some run-type blitzes with their linebackers. Gavin Potter, a couple plays ago on second down, he's rushing the B-gap. They think that they're going to have to attack Breece Hall in this running game, so what's Iowa State?
Breece Hall's good.
For the pass game.
He's good. NFL. He's NFL. 28. Look at him run. He's going to run all day on these guys. Going to run all day.
Pickup of 16.
Take a look on the right side of your screen. You're going to see Dylan Sainer, the tight end, who gets a lot of high praise for what he can do in the run game. Just push out that defensive end and create such a wide lane. You don't have to have incredible vision to see that goal.
Hall will catch a blow. Kanegu Wangu replaces him in the backfield, number 3. Perfect drive so far for Iowa State. Purdy is 3 for 3 throwing the football. And Hall with a 16-yard run a moment ago. Make it 4 for 4 for Purdy. This is Akers' second catch. And Akers inside the 20. He can scoop. Another big gainer for the Cyclones.
So just when we talk about Breece Hall and Xavier Hutchinson, they get Landon Akers early in this game. On the outside, they use motions. They're messing with the defense as far as their reads and their coverages. And if he's the open guy, that's the thing I like about Brock Purdy. He's not going to try to force anything. He's just going to find the open receiver and let the ball carriers do all the work.
So back-to-back plays, 16-yard run by Hall, and now a 21-yard catch and run for Akers. Wangu with his first carry.
Get him! Ah, come on. Are you kidding? Wow.
18 yards for 6 points for Iowa State.
Well, take a look at just the motions that Iowa State's using right now. You're going to get Sainer again. That little wineback right there, that freezes everybody. Everybody thinks this is going to be a perimeter type play. Hayden Hatcher, the jack linebacker, sort of floats out there. He's got to close that down more and take away that air. Just a great blocking scheme, a great setup there for Iowa State.
Extra point is true. What a drive for Iowa State. 6 plays, 80 yards.
Come on, KU.
By Kene Nwangu.
Smooth driving pays off. With Allstate, the safer you drive, the more you save. You've never been in better hands. Allstate. Quicker call for a quote today.
Back in January, we knew that this was really, really bad. We had ample forewarning.
But we did almost no testing, almost no contact tracing.
Completely ignored the science, completely ignored the warning signs.
There were things that could have been done. A lot of people have died needlessly.
And there's nothing more frustrating than feeling like you're fighting against someone who should have your back.
We are not going to stamp this out unless we have a change of leadership.
FFPAC's responsible for the content of this ad.
Black Friday used to mean long lines and deals gone in a flash. That was Black Friday then. This?
Come on, KU. Come on.
This year, Target has Black Friday deals all November, with new deals each week. In store.
Come on, KU.
Target.com. So you can get all the Black Friday savings without all the Black Friday stress. No matter how you shop, it's Black Friday now at Target.
iPhone 12 and
Oh.
12 Pro are here with Verizon 5G.
This new iPhone plus Verizon 5G, game changer.
With the coverage of 5G nationwide and in more and more cities, the performance of 5G ultra wideband, the fastest 5G in the world.
Whoa.
I downloaded a whole movie in under 30 seconds. How is that possible?
Now, get iPhone 12 on us when you switch.
I want this phone.
This is the 5G phone everyone wants. On the 5G America's been waiting for. Only on Verizon.
Grab Taco Bell's Nachos Party Pack whenever you're dressing up to stay in or witnessing a miracle. Go big with delicious nachos topped with all your favorites. Nachos Party Pack, only at Taco Bell. Get yours with Taco Bell delivery.
Heck of an opening drive for Iowa State. They put a touchdown on the board, capping off a 6-play, 80-yard drive. Of these 6 plays they had, 4 of the plays were for a minimum of 10 yards. Pretty impressive.
Well, and it was not at all Brees Hall that he thought it was more. Landon Akers, the wide receiver on the outside. This little perimeter pitch that moves and plays to move the chains, but nice impressive opening drive there for Iowa State.
Another low spinning kick. This time it's Daniel Highshaw with the return. And he gets out to the 52-yard line. Let's take a look at a season refresh sponsored by Coors Light. We're talking about Iowa State coming off a loss a week ago against Oklahoma State, and there's no shame in that. Stillwater's a difficult place this year to win a ball game. But Matt Campbell's bunch, they've made some good wins. They've already got wins over TCU, Oklahoma, and Texas Tech, and they still have 4 more games remaining in conference.
Yeah, they started off great. Obviously, their first game of the season didn't go the way they wanted it, but that game last week was all about penalties and missed field.
Ah!
Big arm. Right on the middle, looking for Parchment, and it's incomplete.
I don't even know what to say there.
But it's knocked away late.
It's the right read. It's just the wrong location. He sees.
I think the sun. It hit him right in the helmet.
That ball towards that hash mark.
It hit him right in the helmet.
Receiver to go and get it. And again, he takes the hit. This is something that every defensive coordinator wants to. I don't care if you're a freshman quarterback or if you're a veteran quarterback. Getting hits on the quarterback makes a difference.
So it sets up a second down and 10. Gardner walled off after a gain of a yard, maybe. And it'll bring up third down and long.
Well, once again, third and long, not the ideal situation for this offense. But the other part of this is KU is going against the third best rush defense in the Big 12 in Iowa State's defense. So you know it's gonna be a little tough sledding with just your conventional running game. This is where I think you have to have Jalen Daniels on designed quarterback run games, especially if you go back and watch the film of Oklahoma State last week and the way Spencer Sanders ran.
Four-man rush.
Where's the line? Go Parchment! Go Parchment! Flag! Flag!
Now this would be the first down for Kansas, but we'll have to see what the flag's all about.
It didn't look like to me in the area of holding offensive on the offensive line.
Offense number 68. 10 yards from the previous spot. Earl Bostic.
I was mistaken. It was Earl Bostic. You're going to see him right here as the right tackle. You see his right hand wrapped around his left arm, kind of grabs. That is a pretty easy call.
Will McDonald, who leads Iowa Iowa State in sacks, 4.5. Got tangled up with Bostic, and you understand why Bostic probably felt why he needed to hold. So instead of a first down, the loss of 10 makes it 3rd and 18.
Well, we were always told as a defense, 3rd and long, expect screens and draws.
Looking downfield, nobody home. Daniels.
Ooh!
Watch it crunch. Absolutely obliterated at the 35-yard line. Ball comes loose. And they're going to rule him down. So it's still Kansas ball. It's 4th down. And the youngster, Daniels, has got to learn to get down or at least get out of bounds. That was a dangerous hit.
Well, he's going to earn a lot of respect from his teammates, though, if he keeps running like this. And it's
Going on the field is that the runner was down. Fires the ball coming out. 4th down.
Ooh, that's really close, though, because that ball looked like it was moving to me. Haishim Young, number 1, lays a great hit. He has to learn. He had to learn the hard way. That you got to keep your head out of it. Texas Tech, he was ejected for targeting. That play right there was a perfect tackle. Throws his right shoulder in right where the ball is. And to me, well, I'm glad we're taking a look at this, because when we take a look at it, and then you guys at home take a look at this as well, when does that ball start to move? You see what? It's
Right there. He knocked it out. It's out.
And that ball to me was squirting out the back part of his arm before he came into contact
Yep.
with the ground.
That's Jake Hummel right there.
Yep.
Number 35 from
It's out.
is poking out at the ball before the hit was even made by Young. It looked like Daniels had it trapped against his body, but is that going to be good enough?
Well, it's a tough call. Again, does he totally lose possession? Dean Blandino, good to have you with us today. What do you think, Dean?
Yeah, that's going to be the key. Did he lose possession? Firm grip and control. To me, it looks like the ball is starting to slide down his body. He doesn't have firm grip and control. And then the second part of it, do we have a clear recovery by the defense? And Iowa State clearly does recover it. So to me, this appears to be a fumble. It's got to be clear and obvious, but I like fumble here.
Thank you, Dean. That's going to be a nice afternoon. We've got Dean with us the entire afternoon, so if we got anything that looks sideways, he can clear it up for us.
Yeah, speaking of sideways, that ball does kind of squirt out sideways to me, and I'll agree with Dean on this one. We'll see what the official ruling is, but it looks like he loses possession just before he gets down to the ground, and then as he mentioned, you got to look at the recovery. Was there a clear and obvious recovery? And there certainly was by Iowa State's defense.
Come on, Charles Gordon. Come on, Aqib Talib. Come on. Come on. We need your mojo. We need your positive. We need your awesomeness.
The game's first turnover. And then wonderful field position after scoring a touchdown on their very first drive of the game. So everything's going right now in the way of Matt Campbell and the Iowa State Cyclones. Brock Purdy back to lead the offense for Iowa State. Second team All Big 12 a year ago, junior from Gilbert, Arizona. Let's see if Hall is a part of what they're doing here. Yep, this is Breece Hall, second carry of the ball game.
He's a stud. He's a stud. That guy's a stud. Did you see that move he put on him?
Well, take a look at the wash that this offensive front gives. Watch all these guys just kind of push down. Look at that. See how he attacks Colin Newell, the center there, and closes off that space and then cuts it back. That's how you use your blockers on the scheme like that. And he is masterful at using patience and tempo to set everything up.
It clearly stepped out of bounds at about the 4-yard line. So it's first down and goal. Direct step goes to Hall, lowers the head, and plows forward to the 1-yard line. Tyron Johnson and others stop him. So it'll bring up second down and goal.
Well, this is where Kansas' defense, you just got to sell out. Even if it's predictable and you man up these outsiders with your corners against their wide receivers, you pack that box. I'd expect them to start blitzing some guys, come up with some sort of run stunt, because you do not want them to plow ahead and score another touchdown run the football right in the A-gaps.
Kansas playing without Denzel Feaster and no Drew Klox. So their linebacking core is in flux. Trying to take it.
Flag.
There is a flag down. Rushing touchdown for Purdy. If it stands, it's his third of the year, but this is going back offside.
Defense number 14 lined up in the neutral zone. Penalties applied. The result of the play is a touchdown.
So it stands. Another touchdown for Iowa State. Their second touchdown in the first 7 minutes of the game.
And you're going to see him just go back to the outside. It was a run blitz, just like I was talking about. They ran the run blitz on the inside. And Stephen Parker has to know that you've got to stay outside. Be wider than the widest. He loses that discipline, and Brock makes him pay.
Connor O'Salley made an extra point a moment ago. And this
Missed it.
is bad miss. So 6 points for Brock Purdy and Iowa State, but they missed the extra point. Their lead is now 13, a Baker's dozen. 13-6 Iowa State on top of Kansas.
Out here, we know the value of hard work and perseverance. We reap what we sow. That's why when we vote this year, it won't be for a party. It'll be for our country and our communities. Not for a cause that's meant to divide us, but for what we have in common as Americans. We've been living through hard times, but if we come together, healing can start now. When we vote this year, it'll be for a future that works for all of us, to repair what's been broken, to reinvest what's been forgotten, to build something better for all of us. When we vote this year, it'll be for Joe Biden. I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
I want to be a part of something bigger than myself. So, Mom, what do you think?
At some banks, to open an account, it feels like step after step. Not at Capital One. You can open a checking account in just 5 minutes. That's right, 5 minutes. Plus, the checking and savings accounts have no fees or minimums because that is how it should be. And you can do your banking right here at a Capital One cafe or from anywhere with the top-rated Capital One app. This is Banking Reimagined. What's in your wallet?
Who's playing? Doesn't matter. Yep.
With an unhinged Jack Will tell you so now by his side. Roman Reigns looks to continue his dominance. It's an all-new Friday Night SmackDown, live at 8 Eastern on Fox. Happy Halloween, everyone. We've made it to the end of October, October 31. It is a 13-0 lead for Iowa State. Love it. When you look at a stadium, you see people in costume, and I'm here to tell you, that is scary right there. Do not give the car keys to the toddler. Oh my goodness, is that a bad idea? You know that from experience? Yes. That's scarier than anything else we're going to see today on Halloween. Third kickoff of the first quarter. This is the first one that's actually airborne. And coming up to make the return, this is Kenny Logan. And Logan is tripped up as he comes out of bounds at their 21-yard return. Fox Bet Super 6 is giving you another chance at winning $1 million of Terry's money. Last Sunday, 3 players came oh so close, so the $1 million prize is still up for grabs again this Sunday. Download the app, play for free, and make your picks for this Sunday's game. Now both Iowa State and Kansas have had the ball for 2 drives, and right now everything is definitely slanted in favor of the Cyclones.
Yeah, and it's been a nice little balance of run and pass, 69 yards rushing and 46 yards passing. No answers right now for that KU defense.
Best pass of the game for Jalen Daniels. It's Parchment, and that'll be a first down gainer. Pick up of 15 yards. And it looks like Kansas wants to play quicker.
Well, again, we talked about this in the open. You go back to last game against Kansas State. He looked really good at the end of the first half. And we asked why. He says, well, we just play with tempo. He seems to play better when we play fast.
Hand off to Highshaw, and he is stopped behind the line of scrimmage. That's a negative play, loss of 3. Latrell Bankston with the stop. So that'll slow down the offense a bit. 2nd and 13.
So they tried to use tempo there just to try to sneak in a little run play there. Classic little RPO look, and he handed the ball off, and it was nothing there for this big ranked rush defense for Iowa State.
Only a 3-man rush. And the pass is hot. Gardner can't handle it. It'll be 3rd down. It looks as if, at least early on, that John Haycock and the Iowa State Cyclones are not going to force the issue for Daniels. They're going to play it back a little bit and make him make the mistakes.
Well, and I think part of that is because they trust that their front 3 guys, again, they run this 3-3-5 scheme, that even though it's 3 against 5, that they've got some experience up there, and they have a little bit better athleticism, and they have some young offensive linemen that they're going against. So he's going to ask his back 8 players to make the plays and say, hey, young freshmen, try to beat us with 8 guys in coverage.
Little quick pass, and nothing there. Flag is down. It was Gardner who had been flanked out in the slot who makes the catch. It's 4th down, but there is a flag down on the field.
Well, Les Miles seems a little confused on what the flag is about as well. Referees are still talking about it on the field, but you know, the one thing that you try to take anything away from their last meeting, you know, Carter Stanley was a quarterback last year for KU, and I know it's a different set of circumstances with different players, but they found some success throwing the ball down the field, particularly in the seams, in the middle of the field against this really good Iowa State defense. And that's something they'll be looking forward to. Like, are they setting some things up? Are they just trying to get Jalen a little bit more comfortable? They like his arm. They know that he can get it down there, but they have to find a way to loosen up this defense and find some seams.
This is going to be intense.
There are 40 miles on a play. Live ball. Foul. We have no limit back. Offense number 4. That penalty is declined. After the play is over, unsportsmanlike conduct. Offense number 4. That's number 4's first unsportsmanlike of the game. Also after the play, unsportsmanlike offense.
Jeez.
Excuse me. That unsportsmanlike is on number 2 of the defense.
All right, so we all got that?
That brings up 4th down. First unsportsmanlike of the game.
Okay, so everything was declined. So it's not 4th down. The offsetting penalties were Parchment and Young, Datron Young and Andrew Parchment. So they basically told them to cut it out. But the other penalty against Parchment was declined. So it's 4th down and 13. So mix it all together. And
all right, I'm trying to change things up today. Hopefully that'll bring KU a win. So I went with the number 3, Charles Gordon, and then Akitali.
Iowa State bringing the house. They don't get to the punter. And the fair catch is called for and made at the 9-yard line. So Iowa State will have the football. They've already got a lead of 13-0 over Kansas.
What happened
happens if they have all the power? They'll change the Senate rules to advance their liberal agenda. A Green New Deal that will decimate family farms and kill manufacturing jobs. A government takeover of healthcare that will rip away your employer-provided coverage. Open borders and amnesty for illegal immigrants. Massive tax hikes on middle-class families. Stop the liberal nightmare. Defeat Teresa Greenfield. NRSC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
On a heated Fansville by Dr. Pepper.
State has to make this kick. This guy's automatic. No way he misses.
It was you!
What?
You jinxed it!
Jinx and you, me? No, you just said no way he misses, and he missed. You honestly think my words have power over this kicker?
Yes.
You guys are crazy.
This is ridiculous.
Tell it to the refs.
You think that kicker hurt me? There's no such thing as a jinx.
Dr. Pepper, the official drink of Fansville. Chuba Hubbard at 6th ranked Oklahoma State. Face Texas. Then it's Oklahoma, Texas Tech. It's opening 12 doubleheader starting today at 4 Eastern on Fox.
I love football. I love competition. And I love winning. I played linebacker. I won a state championship. I played Division I football. And then I went pro. In the court of law. My team knows injury law. We're highly prepared and highly trained. And we give it 110% every day. And we play to win. So if you've been hurt, call me. My team wants to win for you. I've got this.
Call 816-888-7500.
Today's the day. Get up to $3,000 customer cash on some of our hybrid Toyota models, like a new 2020 RAV4 Hybrid, Highlander Hybrid, and Camry Hybrid. Toyota, let's go places.
Well, welcome back. It is 13-0 Iowa State over KU, and right before the break, we had a whole bunch of stuff going on that led to offsetting penalties, and here's what we're talking about. There's Parchment, and there's Datron Young sort of getting after. We did not have the illegal block in the back by Parchment, but that's the offsetting penalties that we talked about with the pushing and the shoving after the play. So that's kind of what led to the big 3-minute delay.
Play action. Out in space, Xavier Hutchinson, his first catch of the afternoon. And it's good for close to 20 yards. More of the same for Iowa State. Look at this. Their first 2 possessions, they've yet to see a third down. 9 plays, 115 yards, and 2 tutties.
Well, and it's just a complete contrast to what Kansas's offense can't do, and that's win on first down. Iowa State right now is winning on first down. They're moving the chains. They're getting to second and mandrel and second and short.
More play action. Out in space, Akers. Third catch of the quarter for the senior receiver from Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Tackle made by Prunty.
Well, now this is where Tom Manning, the offensive coordinator for Iowa State, is winning the little chess match that we always talk about. DJ Elliott, defensive coordinator for KU, came into this ballgame saying, hey, I'm going to pack the box. I'm going to stop Breece Hall. You're not going to run the football. So what do? They throw the ball to the outside of the perimeter. Now you're finding guys that are just uncovered out there. They're on their heels defensively, and now you feel like you've got the advantage.
Ball with an opportunity. And dodged out of the ground before he is hit hard. Gavin Potter, the tackle. It's a gain of 4. That has been the least effective play they've had today, a 4-yard gain.
It's the least effective play. But it also sort of shows you why Breece Hall is so good, because he was in the hole meeting a linebacker in Gavin Potter. Gavin Potter had him dead to rights. He has a nice little spin move, and then he falls forward. That's the thing that I like about him, and people recognize him. He's always falling forward.
It's the first third down of the game for Iowa State. And the quarterback
got it.
keeps it, and he's got another first down. And the ball. Coming off a loss a week ago in Stillwater against Oklahoma State. Nwangu scored a touchdown touchdown back into the game as the tailback for Iowa State. And Purdy, the junior, saw something he didn't like, has to call a timeout. So a minor victory for Kansas as they confuse Purdy and force Iowa State to burn their first timeout.
Their first timeout of the half. It'll be a medium or even rare.
So we've got a timeout. 4:28 remaining first quarter. It's been all Iowa State in Lawrence.
Over the past 25 years, we've found our share of champions, won the awards, and built the traditions. But instead of looking back, in the Big 12, we believe in moving forward. And that our best is just beginning. Strength. It's a word we've heard a lot this year. Strength of the American people. Strength of the American worker. Strength of the American family. We've seen grit, determination, optimism, hope. We took the virus head on, and now we're getting back to a normal life. The second shift, the dance lessons, and Friday night football. But some want to tear us down. They don't believe in America's promise. Their ideas would kill jobs and drag down our economy. We'll never give up on America. Not now, not ever. Because now is a time to renew our faith, restore our safety, rebuild our economy, to keep winning. We faced our toughest challenge, and we are overcoming, just like we always do. Because we believe in America.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Thursday Night Football on Fox NFL Network is streaming on Prime Video.
Nothing will compare you to the most shocking I Can See Your Voice episode yet.
What did I tell you?
All new I Can See Your Voice, Wednesday after The Masked Singer, only on Fox.
Yeah, with the loss a week ago for Matt Campbell's Iowa State Cyclones, they fall to 3-1 in Big 12 play. The two teams on top of them, Kansas State and Oklahoma State, both with an opportunity to possibly lose today. Kansas State, they're playing right now in Morgantown against the Mountaineers. And then later today, Texas is going to go to Stillwater. And you just don't know. There's a lot of talent there. You don't know who's going to win a ball game.
Yeah, it's hard to call that Texas-Oklahoma State game, but Kansas State right now mounted at 3-3 with West Virginia in Morgantown.
Purdy remains perfect.
Holding. Got him. Dejon Terry. I think he's a freshman.
Trying to get to the quarterback all he can, and he gets his second sack of the year.
Number 9-5.
Freshman that's just working his hands, trying to get there. You look at the
Okay, we'll ride with that freshman. We'll ride with that freshman.
for Kansas back end that caused that sack.
Out of Meridian, Mississippi, close to 350 pounds. Loss of 5. Purdy off his back foot.
Nice grab.
Completed. Sean Shaw, sophomore wide receiver, has enough for the first down. Change of move.
Well, that was just a beautiful pass because that pass had to be thrown in that specific spot. They bring in blitz. They're going to see these blitzing linebackers come up the middle.
Wow, we didn't see that late flag. That actually is going to be nullified. The game of 17, and it is going to go backwards 10 yards for Iowa State.
It is. Still doesn't take away how great a pass is. That was just a good execution. It was like one of those plays where they design the right blitz. They get there just about a half a step short, and he just does a better job of delivering that football, but all for naught as we're 2nd and 25.
Oof. Brees Hall back into the game next to Purdy. They fake it to him. Akers, 4th catch.
Nice tackle.
This time no one is fooled. And the tackle is made by Caleb Sampson, bringing up 3rd down and long.
And you're going to see Nwangu, number 3. And you see the jersey right there on Gavin Potter, and that was the blitzing linebacker. They kind of run this cross buck loop with the linebackers, and he's matched up on Nwangu. And it was that jersey pull which made Gavin Potter just a half a step short than getting the quarterback.
It was the cross buck loop that got them.
In generic terms, yes. We wouldn't call it that as far as our play call.
So 3rd down and a bunch. Purdy underneath. Catch is made by Shaw.
There you go. 4th down.
The first Iowa State Deuce Mayberry, number 22. That's why they call him Deuce.
Deuce.
Or maybe the other way around. He wore 22.
Yeah. I'm going to guess the name came before the number.
Timeout. Kansas, their 2nd and a half. It'll be 30 seconds in duration.
You know, the coaches talked about it all week long at Iowa State, saying, you obviously don't overlook this Kansas team because they're young, but they're really, really talented and they play hard. And that's the one thing that is standing out right now. Yes, this Kansas defense has given up 13 points and it's been all Iowa State's offense to this point, but they still run. They still hit. They're still trying to execute and do the little things. And I think that's the positive when you look at this team is, maybe not ideally where they are, where they want to be right now, but you can't deny that they don't have some young, talented players on both sides of the ball.
Okay, this is going to be interesting. You got the veteran returner and Lassiter. He muffed a punt a week ago against Kansas State. We've mentioned how much wind there is. 20-mile-an-hour winds with gusts up to 30 miles an hour. This is a high punt. Good luck. Joe Rivera is the punter for Iowa State. Rivera averages 44 yards per boot. High kick into the wind, and look at it. Oh my goodness! That didn't even make it to the 50-yard line when it's all said and done. So Rivera averages 44 yards a punt. This one is 14 yards. Didn't even make it to the line to gain.
Yeah, Lassiter didn't have to do anything on that play. I think he had a hard time probably understanding how much he was just hanging up into the wind.
All right, when you play a game in Lawrence, Kansas, you know better than most, Ben Lieber. The wind is always a factor.
The wind is constant in Kansas.
Former Kansas head coach Glenn Mason used to say that the hardest thing to do when you're coaching out of Kansas is find yourself a good punter. Yeah, it's so vital.
Yeah, it really is. Change the field.
Highshaw looked like he was thinking about throwing the football. He's tackled at the line of scrimmage. There's a flag that comes in late. Or maybe not. I thought I saw a flag thrown in by the side judge, but apparently not.
Well, take a look. I mentioned how young this team is on both sides of the ball. Look at 17 true freshmen that have played for the Kansas Jayhawks. That's the most in the Big 12 when you see that stat right underneath it as well. They do have some young talent, but it just takes a while to get that game experience to really, really understand the speed and the nuance of the game.
Bullet throw, tight end, Fairchild, his first gain of 7. We'll bring up 3rd down and short.
And Fairchild had a nice little game last week against Kansas State, and you saw going back, just take a look at that throw with Jalen Daniels. Those are the type of throws that give you a lot of hope. Now, was there a lot of X's and O's breaking down defense? No, but it was decisive, and there was an arm strength and an accuracy to the outside.
3rd down. Daniels swarmed and brought down. Tackle is made right at the line of scrimmage. Jaquan Bailey, what's new? The senior from Jacksonville, another tackle for loss. He is the school's all-time leader in that category.
Yeah, he's just a beast off of the side. They will move him around across the defensive front to give him the best matchup. He can beat you with speed. He can use his hands really well. He has been an absolute stud for this team for a long time. He played as a true freshman, and he's been there ever since.
Oh!
Hunting with the wind at the back. This will be a touchback. The wind is clearly a factor here at David Booth, Kansas Memorial Stadium this afternoon. Today on Fox, a pair of Big 12 matchups. Sam Ehlinger leads Texas against Chuba Hubbard in Oklahoma State. That game is a 4 o'clock kick, followed by Oklahoma squaring off against the Red Raiders at Texas Tech. It all kicks off today on Fox and the Fox Sports app.
You know, this Oklahoma State defense gets a lot of credit, but this would probably be the most dynamic offense that they have faced all season long. I know Iowa State gave them a little bit of run for their money last week, but I think Texas can be a little bit more explosive down the field. But, you know, I tell you what, their offense at Oklahoma State, between Chuba and Spencer Sanders running the football, that gives them another element as well. And every game that they have played has been super close. Take a look at the last 3 meetings. 3 points, 3 points, 6 points is a differential. This is going to be a fantastic football game in Stillwater.
Iowa State, I think they run the football. Another short pass. It's complete. Johnny Lang Jr. comes out of the backfield and is met after a gain of a yard. Mickey Thomas is the first man to wrap him up.
Well, and Johnny Lang is one of those players that's listed as a running back, but because of the injuries on the outside at Iowa State with Daniel Jackson out, Tariq Milton out, they need to find some guys that can catch the football in space and make some moves, and he's absolutely that guy that can do that.
So Iowa State, they will switch sides of the field, and now they will play with the wind at their back, as if they need any more advantage. They already lead 13-0 over Kansas.
This campaign comes down to fundamental differences. Teresa Greenfield has a record of hurting small business. She would look to change the rules in Washington to help liberals raise taxes, defund the police, and close Iowa rural hospitals. I trust Joni Ernst to keep fighting for lower taxes and to support law enforcement. And Joni will make sure that we keep our rural hospitals. It's that simple. And it's that important.
Senate Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
This is the new iPhone 12 Pro with 5G, and it's on AT&T, the fastest nationwide 5G network.
Now new and existing customers can get our best deal.
Really? Mom, AT&T has the deal for new and existing customers. I will.
So what'd you say?
It's the wrong person. It's a guy named Carl, but he's very excited and on his way.
Word of mouth advertising. It's what they did before commercials.
It's not complicated. Everyone gets our best deal, like the amazing iPhone 12 on us.
Today, it's a huge doubleheader on Fox. First, Chuba Hubbard leads the 6th-ranked Cowboys against Sam Ehlinger and the Longhorns. Then, Oklahoma faces Texas Tech. It's a Big 12 doubleheader starting today at 4 Eastern on Fox and the Fox Sports app.
Imagine the places we'll go together. Expedia.
I'm 53, but in my mind, I'm still 35. That's why I take Osteo Biflex to keep me moving the way I was made to. It nourishes and strengthens my joints for the long term while helping with occasional joint stiffness. Osteo Biflex.
Guys come in all shapes and sizes. There is no normal for everyone, but there is a normal for you. If, like thousands of other guys, you find that your normal isn't so normal anymore, it could be an addressable medical condition called Peyronie's disease, or PD. A curve with a bump that bothers you isn't normal and should be checked out by a urologist, because you don't have to accept this as your new normal. Find a urologist at learnaboutpd.com.
Back to Lawrence, start of our second quarter. 13-0 lead, Iowa State over Kansas. Take a look at our team comparison sponsored by Credible.com.
Well, it's pretty obvious who's winning the battle here in the score, outside of just the score. I mean, 154 total yards for Iowa State, the 8 first downs. I think that's the most important thing because Kansas's offense, that was a big key for them. Their defense has been on the field a lot this season. They had to move the chains, and Iowa State's doing a better job at getting first downs.
Quarterback Brock Purdy, 9 for 9. He's completed passes to 6 different receivers. And oh yeah, he's got a rushing touchdown. That's his first incompletion of the game. Looking for Hutchinson. And on the defense, Elijah Jones.
That's really one of the few passes down the field that we've seen from Brock Purdy in this offense. Most of those stats that you just saw in the passing game have been mostly horizontal, out on the perimeter. They ran the ball fairly well, but it's been more of a pass-first approach. But now in the second quarter, in the first play, they're getting the ball down the field just a little bit.
Third down play. Purdy's pass is complete. He finds the tight end Kohler. That is Charlie Kohler's first catch, and he's got the first down for Iowa State.
When you talk about a mismatch, you got Charlie Kohler at 6'6" going against Ricky Thomas, the safety, and he's only 5'10". So when you use that big body against him and that smaller defensive back, and you put it up high and away, impossible.
Purdy with time. As the wind at his back, and his back floats a bit, and it's deflected by Kenny Logan. That's one of the things that Kansas does very well defensively. Their defensive backs get their hands on a lot of footballs.
Yeah, they really do. This is a really talented secondary. If they could just get into a situation where they can be more aggressive with their play calling, but when you just look at sheer talent, sheer athleticism, the way that they can make plays on the football between Prunty and Thomas and Ferguson and Jones, these guys are really good at high pointing the ball and knocking the ball down.
Second down at 10. Hall with an opportunity left side. Breaks that first wave out to midfield and pushed out of bounds. Doesn't look like he's going full throttle, but he's just picking up yards, swaths of yards.
Well, and that's the thing. There's such a subtleness and a smoothness to the way he runs. You see how he just kind of pulls back. He's almost got a governor on himself as he approaches the line of scrimmage because he knows if he gets there too fast, the blocks are not going to be there.
Purdy flush. Being chased by Sampson. And gets the best that he can do. Picked up 3, maybe 4 yards on first down. So it's second down.
And Brock Purdy has not had to use his legs too much today. You know, he's a pass-first quarterback that's athletic enough to use his legs. I wouldn't say that he's a true dual-threat type of quarterback, but don't sleep on him. He can create some scramble opportunities, some extended plays. They call those second plays using his legs.
2 tight ends in the game for Iowa State, and this time it's sniffed out beautifully. That's Marcus Harris. Redshirt freshman defensive lineman, a loss of 2.
Well, and Marcus Harris, you're going to find him right there. He has really stepped up for this defensive front. He fights off the double team, splits those guys the way you're supposed to, turn your shoulders and anchor that upfield leg so they don't get that watch and that push. And he uses his hands to get off the block and make the play.
8th play of the drive for Iowa State. Third down at 7. Playing with the wind at their back. Quick slant, and that's going to be short of the line to gain. Hutchinson with the catch. But a decision for Iowa State on 4th down.
Yeah, kind of an interesting play design there. They had 7 yards to go, and they ran a slant at about 3 or 4 yards. And now they're facing a 4th and 3. No chance for any run after catch on that slant pass.
So 4th down call from Matt Campbell. And it is caught right at the line to gain. I don't think so. Brees Hall out of the backfield, and that's going to be short.
I'm with you, man. I think this is going to be short. He's going to be at the top of your screen. He's just going to come right down on the line of scrimmage, or right at the first down line, and that's going to be a turnover on downs.
Hey, tip of the cap to Kansas defensively. They hold their water, and they've got the football back. 12-12 remaining, second quarter.
We've paid into Social Security our entire lives, earned it with every paycheck. But Joni Ernst would take it all away. She'd let the same Wall Street banks funding her campaign gamble it on the stock market so they could make billions. Ernst admitted she's talked about privatizing Social Security and then was caught saying the deal should be done, quote, behind closed doors.
We need to sit down behind closed doors.
We can't afford to lose our Social Security, and we can't afford to vote for Joni Ernst. The SEC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Black Friday used to mean long lines and deals gone in a flash. That was Black Friday then. This is Black Friday now. This year, Target has Black Friday deals all November, with new deals each week, in-store and on Target.com. So you can get all the Black Friday savings without all the Black Friday stress. No matter how you shop, it's Black Friday now at Target.
Is it too early to start celebrating Halloween?
Well, if you're celebrating by eating Reese's, then no. You're actually late. Not sorry, Reese's.
It wasn't the traditional doctor's visit, but I'm so glad that I did it.
Roman is able to give me everything that I need at a moment's notice.
My doctor is always available for me. Whenever there's a problem, they take real good care of me. Roman's really easy to use. The doctors,
It works. I recommend to anybody who wants to take care of themselves but doesn't have the time.
For $5, you could upgrade to the Sparkly Sprinkle Pack on Cupcake Conquest. Or you could upgrade to all this. 2 crunchy tacos and a medium drink. Plus, the beef and cheesy layers of the $5 Grande Stacker Box. Only at Taco Bell.
Thursday Night Football on Fox, NFL Network, and streaming on Prime Video.
Download the Fox Super 6 app. It's free to play. Pick the outcomes of 6 games by 1 Eastern this Sunday for another chance to win $1 million of Terry's money.
So the last 2 drives for Kansas defense, they have stepped up a punt, and now this turnover on downs. Take a look at this 4th and 3. Breece Hall going against Ricky Thomas, and that ball is clearly short. So outstanding job by Kansas's defense. They seem very porous in the first quarter, but they are ratcheting down and batting down the hatches now in the second quarter.
Now, can their offense get it in gear? On the run, Daniels throws an absolute strike. And that'll be a first down catch. Kwame Lassiter, gain of 15 yards. It's the second catch for Lassiter. Had 8 catches a week ago. Leads the team in grabs now with 24. 12 minutes remaining in our first half. 100th meeting all time between Kansas and Iowa State. Kansas trying to pick themselves up off the mat. They have not won a game so far this season. Striking range, ball to 44. Daniels keeps the play alive. And Daniels is down at the
flag.
Possibly a holding call. Malik Clark, the left tackle, going against, it looks like Will McDonald.
Holding. Offense number 61. 10-yard penalty. Replay first down.
And that's what it was. It's Malik Clark. He's going to be out here as the left tackle and watch him work against Will McDonald on the outside. At that point right there, you need to do what you can to anchor that foot and just give a push. Because if you latch on like that, the momentum of that guy trying to get around the corner is going to draw a penalty every single time.
Big fella out of New Orleans. So it's first down and 20. Belton Gardner in the backfield next to Daniels. That's a pass that looks like Daniels.
No, he bobbled it. He bobbled it.
Caught by Fairchild, second catch for the tight end.
Well, it sure looked like to me that Fairchild double caught this. It was a bullet on the outside. And there it was. There's the initial bobble and completion. Nice play by Fairchild.
Who would have thought that a Mason has such soft hands? Gain of 10. So after being down, first down and 20, they pick up the 10. And they're almost within fighting range again. Second down and 10. Ball to 44. Another bullet caught by Grimm this time. Short gain. It'll bring up third down.
So you can feel the KU defense. They create a little bit of momentum. And now their offense, outside of the penalty, but the actual execution of the plays has been very crisp so far in this drive. But I have to give some credit to Iowa State's defense. Every time that there's a pass caught on the outside, it is tackled pretty much immediately. Not a lot of yards after catch for this Kansas receiving corps.
All right, wind may be a factor here on this third down and potentially fourth down decision. Kansas is going into a stiff win right now. Daniels across his body into no man's land, and he's lucky that one didn't get picked off. Aishin Young was actually the closest person to it, and he is a defender for Iowa State.
That's one of those plays where you talk about it all the time, where the offensive coordinator is kind of holding his looking through his eyes as your quarterback is breaking the pocket and throwing across the grade and across his body.
What is he doing?
But sometimes it works out, and that's when you get the attaboys. But that is a risky throw. Thankfully for them, it was incomplete, and this makes the most sense. Just like for everything, Eric, that you brought up with the wind and where they're on the field, you have to go for it on 4th and 6.
Fourth down play. Pocket holds. Looking for a bucket. True freshman receiver.
Who's this guy? Graham.
There's Grimm. He's number 2 on the bottom of the screen. I love how he kind of set that up like he's going to go on the flat, and then he puts on the jets and goes down the field. The young freshman was a finalist for the Player of the Year in the Kansas City metro area, and he's made a big play.
Nice open field tackle made by Young. Aishin Young. That'll be a loss on first down. What a play call on 4th down and 6 to rip off a 36-yard pass and catch.
Well, you talk about that arm strength again. We've seen him make some throws to the outside, but that's a deeper shot against that stiff wind, and he got that thing down there right where it needed to be with accuracy.
Now an interesting formation as Daniels leaves the backfield. Direct snap to Highshaw.
Give it to him.
He broke 3 tackles and scores the touchdown. Daniel Highshaw puts Kansas on the board.
The boy's a beast.
Right to be that stoked and excited. This is all him. This is a Wildcat formation.
The boy's a beast.
And then he gets the direct snap, and look at the stiff arm. Oh, that's his toughness. That's his grit. That's his power. That's what I'm talking about with this team. Young players out on the field. Young players that know how to play, and that is a freshman from Moore, Oklahoma, showing off the young leg strength with the stiff arm and fighting through tackles.
Getting more playing time as this is now the second consecutive week that Puka Williams has not been with Kansas. He opted out for the remainder of the season. This is a real difficult situation for Kansas. They score the touchdown, but that is Chris Hughes, who is slowly on his feet and trying to get back to the sideline. Chris Hughes, their best offensive lineman a week ago against Kansas State, now playing center today.
Yeah, they have some guys up front that are unable to play, so Chris Hughes, who's normally the right guard, slides over to Api Bene's spot.
That boy's a beast.
And now he's injured, so we'll see what happens on the next offensive possession if he can come back into this game.
Yeah, how many teams even have 3 centers? Interesting. We'll keep an eye on it. Jacob Porchilla. Extra point attempt. And movement up front.
Well, not that big of a deal. They're going to move this ball a little bit closer to the end zone.
offside. Defense number 93 with contact. Penalty be half the distance to the goal. Still be the try down.
Isaiah Lee.
Kansas has elected to decline the foul. Will play the try from the free.
Yeah, there's such a thing about being too close.
I guess maybe they just feel more comfortable from that distance.
Extra point is good. All right. What a drive by Kansas. This is the grim reality. Big play to Luke Grimm setting up the touchdown. All of a sudden, the Jayhawks are in business. 13-7.
We got us a ball game.
Out here, we know the value of hard work and perseverance. We reap what we sow. That's why when we vote this year, it won't be for a party. It'll be for our country and our communities. Not for a cause that's meant to divide us, but for what we have in common as Americans. We've been living through hard times, but if we come together, healing can start now. When we vote this year, it'll be for a future that works for all of us, to repair what's been broken, to reinvest what's been forgotten, to build something better for all of us. When we vote this year, it'll be for Joe Biden.
I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
Windows open and your unity. Side by side with my community. Celebrate, let's have a unity. They've been there for us. Let's be there for them.
Howdy, folks. Colonel Sanders here to make dinner time a little easier. Meal times can be overwhelming, especially when you're trying to work, parent, and help with the schooling all at once. So let us help with KFC's $20 fill-ups. It's like a home-cooked meal you don't have to cook. Drive-thrus open or get contactless delivery.
You know what beats next day shipping? Getting it the same day. So shop Ace online and get free in-store or curbside pickup right in your neighborhood. Or get what you need delivered the very same day you order.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
With an unhinged yet thrilling Jey Uso now by his side, Roman Reigns looks to continue his dominance. It's an all-new Friday Night SmackDown, live at 8 Eastern on Fox. FS1 College Football is sponsored by Cricket Mortgage. And the Kansas Jayhawks with some bounce in their step. 7-play, 59-yard drive, first collegiate touchdown for Daniel Highshaw. Big play, another true freshman. Luke Grimm, 36-yard catch on a 4th down and 4.
It was a gutsy call to go down the field on that 4th down play. They wanted a big play, and they got it from the true freshman Grimm. That set everything up.
Little squid kick, not quite an onside kick, but a squibber. And it is falling on at the 35-yard line. So pretty good starting field position for Brock Purdy at Iowa State.
Well, we talked to Matt Campbell after their loss last week to Oklahoma State. He said, we have to learn how to manage momentum. Not just keeping it and creating it, but all of it. And right now, there's a momentum that is not on their side. They need to stop this momentum that KU has built up, create it, or stop the momentum and create their own momentum on this drive. This will be interesting to see how they respond.
Wind at their back. Purdy.
Nice catch.
Catch is made by Hutchinson. Third catch for Hutchinson.
You're going to see him just run an out route right there. He set him up with that inside little jab step to create that separation. And Prunty needs to understand that by alignment, he already has the inside. No need to jump that inside movement. Just stay inside and make it play on the outside.
Hall to the edge. Gain of 3. Forced out of bounds by Stephen Parker. Parker plays the jab position for Kansas. Brees Hall actually very familiar with Lawrence, Kansas. He is a native Kansan. He is from Wichita.
And he is a former 4-star recruit that, I'll tell you what, bypassed a lot of other colleges to go to Ames, Iowa.
Hall spun down close to the 40-yard line. Brees Hall went to Northwest High School in Wichita. That's not the same high school as Barry Sanders, if anyone knows their Wichita High School football.
The Wichita High School area produces a lot of great players. I don't think that area gets talked about as much as maybe it should for producing just a lot of top talent. There's a lot of really good, high-quality high school football games that are played on Friday nights there.
So it's 3rd down and 1. Power formation for Iowa State.
Big play here. Big play. Ah!
Oh, good job by a young Kansas defense to hold their ground.
Timeout. Iowa State, their second of the half. It'll be a media break.
So we've got a timeout. When we come back, 3rd down and 1. Iowa State's offense got to stay on the field.
As president, the first step I will take will be to get control of the virus that has ruined so many lives.
What would Joe Biden do to beat COVID? Double testing sites so we can safely reopen. Manufacture PPE here in America. Restore the White House Pandemic Office. Save the Affordable Care Act and protections for pre-existing conditions.
This is not a partisan moment. This must be an American moment.
FFPAC is responsible for the content of this ad.
This is big. This year, we're giving away more tuition money than ever. And when you buy Dr. Pepper, we add even more money to the pile. So when you sip this, you send Sarah here to State University studying space stuff. And every bone you spend helps her become an archaeologist. We're finding more ways to send more students more money so they can get more degrees and crush more life goals. Now put that in your glass and drink it. Learn more at drpepper.com.
Michael, you can do anything you want. Why this?
I want to be stuck behind a desk.
Out on your own?
I won't be alone.
And it.
I'll be a part of a team, making an impact. Good job. So what do you say, Mom?
Introducing Wendy's new pretzel bacon pub cheeseburger. Yes, we said Wendy's. Once you lock eyes on the pretzel bun, beer cheese, and applewood smoked bacon, nothing will distract you. Not even all the comments you're getting on the pic you just posted of your pretzel bacon pub cheeseburger. Download the app to order ahead and get Wendy's rewards.
Hey, Terry. Hey, bud. You got the $1 million? Yep, and I see you're making your picks on the Fox Super 6 app. You know, it's free to pick right when $1 million of my money.
Pick the outcomes of 6 games by 1 Eastern this Sunday for another chance to win $1 million of Terry's money.
Welcome back, everyone. 3rd down and 1. Brock Purdy. In case anyone's ever wondering, can you quarterback and chew gum at the same time? Yes, you can. He's actually a gum chewer. Somehow he's able to do that with a mouthpiece.
We've been playing a lot of freshmen. We've been playing a lot of freshmen out here.
Defensive players do that, but I've never.
Uh-oh, they're going with the Wildcat.
3rd down and 1. 3 tight ends in the game. They give it to Hall.
He got it.
Hall is met at the line.
He got it. He got it. He was over.
It looks like they gave him the first down, but initially I did not think that he made it. You're going to see the motion by Sainer. And just all the defensive linemen up front standing up the offensive linemen, to me, I didn't think that he got it, but it looks like they're going to mark the ball for a first down.
See, he got it. The ball's over the line.
So the Cyclones have a first down and 10. Nwangu replaces Hall in the backfield. Nwangu, a good job of picking up the blitz.
Oh, nice catch.
Just throws it out of bounds. He was about to get crushed before Nwangu picked up the blitz.
Well, this is that cross-buck action I was talking about that worked earlier in the game in which they drew the penalty on Nwangu, and he just kind of, Gavin Potter squirts right through there and kind of gets in there just to affect the pass. But they found a blemish in their pass blocking with their running backs at Iowa State, and they're going to try to exploit that throughout this game.
Play action. Passes incomplete. We'll bring up third down.
You want to see these guys hitting? Watch this. This is a delay by Potter. Excuse me, that is Nick Channel. He obliterates the offensive lineman. A little bit of a stutter step. He looks like he would have.
Nick Channel, he's a walk-on, isn't he?
He comes down the hill and absolutely trucks the offensive lineman. These guys out here are playing physical.
Play clock is down to 2. Third down and 10. Purdy, pocket holds up.
That's just a good receiver making a play.
And first down.
That's just a good receiver making a good play.
Jones on the tackle. So the chains move.
Oh, he does a nice job of actually getting to the sticks this time. Don't break off the route short of the sticks because you may have to come back and make a play on the football.
And then that's a good running back making a good play.
Another young defensive back, sophomore from Florida. It's a 6-yard gain, though, for Hall.
We'll take a look at Logan's finish right there. I'm talking about finishing strong. I talked earlier about the way that Breece Hall can finish going forward, falling forward. You get a hard physical tackle like that, no chance to pick up extra yardage.
Iowa State 13-0 lead to begin this game, but Kansas has played a lot better as of late. 2 consecutive defensive stops and a touchdown the last time they've had the football. Now need to work their magic again. Second down and 6. Blitz is picked up.
Hold. Hold. Nope. Skipped.
They're going to say, but a nominal game. Johnny Lang. All they really did is kept the clock moving. A bit of incompletion, the clock would have stopped, but he was right at the line of scrimmage.
Well, there's Kyron Johnson on the outside. That's going to provide the pressure. Another linebacker blitz. I could have called a hold there on Jake Remsburg, the right tackle, but they don't call it. But they are blitzing Brock Purdy with efficiency.
On the field is an incomplete pass.
That's what it's supposed to
I
be.
know it's not going to show up in the stat books as far as quarterback hits on it, but they are affecting his decision making. They're affecting the timing of this Iowa State offense.
And Purdy's never been so happy to have an incomplete pass. That actually would have been a loss of 4 if they had called that a catch. Lang caught it and was tackled 4 yards behind the line of scrimmage, but
Please reset the game clock to 5 minutes and 35 seconds.
So third down and 4. Line to gain is the 19. Another blitz. This time it's picked up, and the catch is made. Inside the 10. Hutchinson, another grab. His 4th of the half. A pickup of 15 yards.
Well, he just sits down right in the zone, and he's just going to be all alone right there. It's a little subtle move that gets him some space to get open.
Another quick hitter, and this time Hall is stopped. So Hall's having a lot of success on the edges. Between the tackles, not so much.
Yeah, which is interesting because I thought when it comes to a physical standpoint that this Iowa State offensive line would be able to move this Kansas defensive front. But so far, Kansas defense as a whole is playing very physical, maybe outside of the first quarter. But since then, they've been bringing the punch to this Iowa State offensive line.
Big fella, Dejon Terry, right up front, 6'4", 345 pounds. Hall. This time the edge not there, cuts it back in and gets something out of it at least, now to the 2-yard line.
Nick Chandler, number 41, is like, wait, how did he get through there? I had him all bottled up. We did everything right. We had him bounce to the outside. He squares his shoulders, keeps his feet alive, but yet Breece Hall is just quick enough to find an angle and an edge to pick up more yardage.
I wonder if anywhere in the world that they're actually watching this game on something called Channel 41. Wouldn't that be kind of cool?
Yeah, it would be kind of fun.
Yeah. All right, Brock Purdy has been perfect in the red zone for the most part in his career. He has never turned it over in the red zone. 3rd down and goal, making a good decision. Back in the end zone, touchdown!
Charlie Kohler.
On the board.
Well, and why wouldn't you? Earlier in this game, they targeted Kohler because he's 6'6" in the field of play. A perfectly thrown ball then, and now you find him lined up against a linebacker, which, just from a skill set standpoint, is going to be a mismatch. He breaks to the outside, widens out just a little bit, creates that space that he's looking to work in, and finds the back of the end zone.
Iowa State missed an extra point a moment ago. They'll give it a go again. Connor Asali missed a couple of field goals last week. Missed extra point a moment ago, trying to get his confidence back up. Like a gentleman, right down the middle. And the lead is back up to 13. How about Charlie Kohler? Back to the end zone. 6'6".
Come on, KU, let's get back. Let's get back to scoring some points.
It's a huge doubleheader on Fox. First, the Vikings take on Aaron Rodgers and the Pats. Then, Drew Brees leads the Saints against Nick Foles and the Bears. It's a huge doubleheader Sunday on Fox and the Fox Sports app.
This is the moment we've all been waiting for. Tuesday, America is voting, and Fox News is America's election team, following the real-time data, every race as it happens. The 2020 election on Fox News Channel. America is watching.
We are heading towards the 2020 presidential election. How to ensure your vote counts. As COVID-19
How do I register to vote? I think I'm already registered. Can we vote by mail here?
Let me check.
Thank you. You'll be safe, right? Yes.
Go out and vote. It's so important. It's the most important thing you can do.
I'm a Republican serving the State House of Representatives. I'm supporting Donald Trump. And for U.S. Senate, I'm voting for Barbara Boyer. She's moderate, she's sensible, she has common sense. She's not going to be led by extreme groups on either side. And I know she'll work with the president when she agrees with him, and she'll stand up to him when she doesn't. She won't follow a party agenda. And I'm sure that scares the party bosses in D.C. She's not going to be a Pelosi liberal. No way.
I'm Barbara Bollier, and I approve this message.
Choose 4, 5, or 6 fingers at any of our famous sauces with the chicken finger plate. Only at Zaxby's. Order ahead, drive through, or get it delivered.
Coming up on the State Farm halftime, we're going to look ahead to 6th-ranked Oklahoma State as they try to remain undefeated on the campaign. And is Spencer Rattler starting to hit his stride after back-to-back wins for the Sooners? Eric, Ben, we'll see you guys after break.
Will do. Thank you so much, Rob. All right, it's a 13-point game once again. Iowa State on top of Kansas. But don't give up on the Kansas Jayhawks. Jalen Daniels' last drive was very good. 4 for 5 throwing the football. This is his first start as an 18-year-old. He's already made 3 starts as a 17-year-old. So when you're that young, you can improve quickly. All right, coming out of the end.
Come on, KU.
And out to the 18-yard line. That was Kyler Pearson on the return.
Number 27.
So Jalen Daniels from Lawndale, California, back out in the field to lead the charge for Kansas.
Ran by number 21, Cole Bean.
Well, and as this game has gone on, he has gotten better, not just statistically, but where his accuracy's at, showing off that arm strength. Again, that 36-yard pass on 4th down to Luke Grimm is a large reason why they scored on the last drive. So just like Iowa State answered strong, they need to answer strong offensively for KU.
Going into the wind, the low dart, it's complete to Lassiter. Bobby Lassiter, the second. First down gainer for Kansas. So the drive off to a good start. You got to imagine this is an opportunity for Lassiter to feel good. He's been a huge part of this program for 4 years. Of course, he's a second-generation Jayhawk. But he muffed a punt last week when the game was still in doubt against Kansas State. I think it's been eating them up for 7 days.
Yeah, and Les Miles said that was a huge turning point in that game.
Gardner. Clock continues to move, closing in on the 3-minute mark. Nominal gain. Interesting to note, we have had 4 touchdowns combined in the game, but 3 of the 4 touchdowns have been scored when the offense is going into the win. You always assume things are easier when the wind's at your back, but maybe not.
You know, it's funny. You talk to some quarterbacks, and they say, sometimes it's actually easier to throw into the wind, much like, think of it like an airplane taking off into the wind. You play with the wind, and the ball seems to float on you. And tips and overthrows are big-time interception opportunities.
The tight end Fairchild caught right.
Let's go, KU.
Making the catch, Anthony Johnson. Curious, as a defender, a linebacker like you were, Ben Lever, do you ever even consider the win?
Well, I never did. Philosophically going into the game, we would say, well, windy day, expect some more runs. But then once the game starts going, it's just like, okay, what's the game flow and what's the approach and how they try to attack us? And you start looking at all the X's and O's. But no, I never really.
I've never seen a linebacker lick his finger and put it up in the air.
No. It's just annoyance. It's one of those things that are just annoying in your ear holes. Just that's the sound of the wind going through there.
3rd down and 6. Quick hitter passes complete to Graham. They may have found something here.
Quick hitter.
It's a first down, and Kansas will stay on the field as we go under 2 minutes to play 2nd quarter.
Well, look how snappy this ball comes out. It's decisive. He knows exactly.
Nice hands.
It's accurate, and he doesn't throw it behind him. That's a full speed route, and he has to throw it in front of him.
Daniels, another bullet this time. There's a miss on it and knocking it down. That's DJ Miller. Backup safety.
That's DJ Miller just going to slough off back here in this zone. He's going to feel that, and he knows that he doesn't have any work underneath of him. There's no back coming out to the flat. There's nobody sneaking out, so he just can drop and float back, and he just about picked that ball off.
Kansas has just one timeout to use. Gardner.
Yeah.
Breaks that first wave. And Gardner. Good run to the 45. And he stops the clock by going out of bounds.
Well, that's a terrific job of him just sorting through the trash. There was a big bottle up there, and then here's the stiff arm and a potential face mask that was missed there.
Wow, you're right.
By Iowa State. But nonetheless, that was a strong run by Dalton Gardner.
Should mention that if their new center is in the game, Garrett Jones, a true freshman center, has come on in relief of Chris Hughes. He has been the center this entire drive. He is the 3rd string center, and he's getting an opportunity and clearly doing something right as the ball has been moving here for Kansas on this drive.
Well, and because they haven't solidified what they're doing up front, Garrett Jones actually got some action last week against Kansas State, and now, you know, that to me is paying off in huge dividends as he's taking control of that offensive line as the backup to the backup center.
Lefty snapper, too. I wonder if that makes a slight difference. The southpaw. First down at 10. And that's knocked out at the line of scrimmage. Like a do-over. He was 3/4 that time. He should have been over the top, and that's why he got knocked down.
Well, is that we're looking at Kansas, their 9th offensive play on this drive. That's important because you look at the time. 1 minute and a second left here in the first half. One timeout. You got to do everything that you can to preserve this possession with 0 time left on the clock, not allowing Iowa State to come back and try to get a score.
Snap was low. Daniels goes low to get it. Throws an absolute rocket across the middle of the field, and the catch is made by Parchment. You can hang a month's worth of laundry on that clothesline.
My goodness. I'm so impressed by his ability to scramble, extend plays, but then still keep his eyes down the field.
Jalen Daniels starting to figure it out. But now Swarm, the blitz is on, and it gets to him. Arnold Azuna and others brings him down.
Timeout. Kansas. That's their 3rd and final and a half. That'll be a 60-second timeout.
Well, again, it's the ability that we're just taking a look at that last play. The accuracy was unbelievable. And then it was just the blitz up the middle. Orion Vance, the first to sort of disrupt that play. And Gardner didn't do enough to stop him. And then everything after that just sort of closed in on him. As Iowa State said, nope, we're just going to go ahead and blitz.
Kansas has to use their final timeout. There's 40 seconds remaining here in the first half. Tomorrow on Fox, a great doubleheader starts with the Vikings taking on Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. Then Drew Brees leads the Saints against Nick Foles and the Bears. It all kicks off at 1 Eastern on Fox and the Fox Sports app. All right, so Kansas, 3rd down at 15. You have to wonder about field goal range because you're going into a 20-mile-an-hour wind. How close do you actually have to be to have a realistic attempt at a field goal?
Oh, boy, I think that you have to push this ball down the field as close as you can, and I don't think you think field goal at this moment. You think we got to pick up this first down, and we got to score touchdowns, not field goals.
Ball is, the wind is howling. Somewhere Dorothy Gale is hiding under cover. Kansas wind, it can be fierce. 3rd and 15. Daniels.
Watch out!
Got a man behind him, sensed it, gets it out, and it's incomplete. 4th down and 15. And what's the ball, the 29-yard line? About the 31, so I think you just go for it.
Yeah, I think you go for it, and that seems to be the body language right now of their whole offense. You see Jalen Daniels just sort of walking backwards, looking to the sideline to get the call, try to figure out what's the best call that we can have in our playbook right now that can get the 15 yards for the first down.
Daniels steps up in the pocket, and a one-hopper. Zuna actually was the closest man to it, and he plays for Iowa State.
And you can see how disappointed Daniels is in himself. Didn't even give his wide receiver an opportunity to make a play on the ball as he throws the ball well short of his intended target. Just a 3 or 4-man rush. They do a good job. He steps up in the pocket. He does everything right. But once he sees that zone and he sees that window collapsing, he throws the ball short.
All right, so now it's 4th down and 15. Daniels throws almost a tremendous one-handed catch by Ezra Naylor. But it's incomplete, and the ball will go over on downs to Iowa State.
Well, you can see why 3rd and 15s are so hard to convert.
Roughing the pass. Defense number 34. Ball to the head. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Ooh, that changes things.
He should have known better. He keeps the drive alive for Kansas.
Well, take a look right in the middle of your screen. screen, there's Vance. He's been blitzing this whole series. Oh, boy. I don't see how he can make that call. His arms were up in the air, trying to block and deflect the pass. And I didn't even actually see any contact to the head and neck area.
Kansas may be in field goal range right now. Ball's at the 19. On the run. The catch is made going directly out of bounds. That's Grimm. Luke Grimm is doing work. He now has 4 catches for over 50 yards in the first half. Clock did not stop until after down it. I thought that Grimm got out of bounds. Grimm not go out of bounds.
Well, I think Jalen Daniels thought the same thing.
Oh, slides down and knees down right there.
That's a good call.
Yeah, it's a fantastic call. So
now the field goal unit's going to come out.
So 6 seconds remaining in our half, and Jacob Borchilla will come on.
Come on, Borchilla.
We have had nothing but touchdowns so far today. This will be the first field goal attempt for either side. It's a 33-yard attempt. And Borchilla misses wide left. The wind is a significant factor on that kick.
Let's see it again.
And I thought when he hit it, that was perfect. It was just going to pull right in down. He started on the right side, and it was fading and pulled to the left. And I thought he did it perfectly, but that wind catches it and just keeps pushing that thing more and more to the left. And a great opportunity. You see the reaction. He thought the same thing I did. Coach Miles, everybody's confused. That wind is playing a huge factor in the kicking game.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching the live stream. You guys have an awesome Saturday. Go Jayhawks. See you soon.